What's up, Ritas? Reverend Dave here. No, I'm not missing in action. I had to take some me time to realign my bearings and just, life and whatever. And it's funny because I was just going to make a quick, small little video telling you that everything's groovy or whatever, just taking a break or whatever. But then I'm like thinking, I think somebody needs to hear this. So I'm going to call this video When Your Craft Gets Stale or something like that. For me, because it happens to all of us, you just get drained, feel depleted or it's in a funk or whatever. Like for me recently, there's all kinds of little shit, nothing major, whatever, but just stuff like a flat tire on my truck, I had to buy a new tire, blah, blah, smashed my thumb, me and my sister arguing over my mother's ashes. I mean, come on. And it's humorous and loving. We're not mad at each other. It's just, she's just crazy. She drives me nuts. But just stupid things, just things like that in general, finances, whatever. And, there's so many things that life can throw at us, and we're going to get into that. But before I get too into it, I think it's bizarre and hilarious and amazing at the same time. But in the past month or two that I haven't been on here or done anything, I've gained like 30 new subscribers, and it's baffling, and it's amazing. So I appreciate it, and I love you guys. If you like my stuff, subscribe, leave a comment or whatever. And I've got some great comments. Thank you guys for the comments on whether my altar room or the Money Bowl video. I'm glad it's working for you. It's working amazing for me, especially lately. It was great. So in honor of that, real quick, I just want to say that when hopefully I get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know. To me, it's kind of exciting. But when I get to 500 subscribers, I want to give the 500th subscriber a gift. Whoever that is, I want to send you this shirt or something like it. Just as a token of my appreciation. Like I said, I don't have a Patreon. I don't charge for anything. I don't do it. This is all for fun. But I just want to show you how much I appreciate you guys and for the kind words and positive feedback and stuff like that. So thank you for that. So as I was saying, I just had to take some time to kind of just reset my thought process. Just kind of gather my thoughts and where I'm going. And I'm not particularly talking about shadow work. It is a kind of a self introspection of sorts, but it's just more of a timeout. Because self-care is not selfish, it's important. And that's kind of what I'm doing. Or just took a minute just to do that. And I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. I mean, this last full moon did a whammy on me. I was just completely bonkers. I mean, anyways. But we all go through stuff, and it can be so many factors, whether it's sickness, of course, with the whole COVID thing and whatever, it can be very, very stressful. And when our bodies react to stress, and when we speak negatively or have negative thoughts or anything like that, it breaks down our cells and we become sicker. But through sickness, whether it's finances, divorce, death, flat tires, boo-boos, there's so many things that life just throws at us. And that can cause us really to become just despondent, just in a funk, like, God, I'm just like drained. I don't feel like doing shit. I can't, I really don't want to cast any spells. I don't want to, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't, whatever it is. So I wanted to share with you a little, a little story, a little lesson or whatever. I don't know what you call it. I mean, you just, if you ever gotten to a point, you just wake up in the morning like, shit, I got to do this, or like, you're going through this, whatever. It's like, we've all been there. And life happens, and you gotta remember, it's not always a spiritual attack. It's not always the devil made me do it mentality. It's not that. It's just life. Life doesn't give a shit if you're a witch or not. Witchcraft is just a means to help us manipulate our energy and just to help us in these things. And it's been going on for centuries, and it works wonders. But it's not the answer to everything, per se. So sometimes we need to just stop, take a break, put on the brakes, and just back up a little bit and say, okay, wait a minute. What am I doing wrong? What's going on? What choices am I making? What's going on? And I kind of put it, I used to teach this. Of course, I told you in my old videos, like, that I'm an ex-born-again Christian, ex-pastor of a church, in my own church, and whatever. And one of the Bible studies that I gave was called, Who Will You Choose Today? And depending on your religious view, philosophy, or whatever it is, whatever view you take, I know not a lot of people are going to agree with this, whatever, but I still find it true in the sense that it's kind of relevant, whatever. But here it goes. Okay. It's a little analogy that, like I said, I used to give back in the day. And basically, what it is, okay, obviously we all get up in the morning. Sometimes it's hard, but, wake up, make yourself a fresh pot of coffee or whatever it is. You sit down at the breakfast table, read the paper, whatever, ponder life, whatever. Well, now imagine you sit down at that table, but also sitting at the table with you is Jesus, one end, the devil's on the other end, the world, and the flesh. So now we're all sitting around the table. You got to pick one. Who are you going to choose today? Who are you going to follow? What are you going to do? And regardless of being a witch or not, we're all faced with this in a sense. Okay, basically, because I'll break it down like this, okay. Jesus obviously represents unconditional love, helping the lost, serving others in need, sacrificing yourself for others, that type of thing, blah, 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 whatever. And that's a good thing. And you don't have to be a Christian to do that, obviously. Obviously, we know that. But there's that, the good and the light, okay? Then there's the devil. Basically, the devil is just partying, having a good time, great heavy metal music, whatever, but just basically doing what you want and worry about the consequences later. Okay. And that's always been my choice, because whatever. So now you have the world on this end. And the world represents fame, success, whatever it is, whatever it takes to reach your goals, trampling over others to get what you want, to succeed. That can be fucked up. Having goals is not bad. I have goals. I have things that I want to achieve. I want to open up my own restaurant, one of these days. Or a cool vampire bar or something. But I have goals. Even though I'm retired, I still have goals. But it's how we approach them is what matters. And then the fourth one is the flesh. Okay. The flesh is basically feeding our immediate desires, whether it's sex, drugs, rock and roll. It's an immediate satisfaction. We live in a microwave society where we want everything now. But we feed our flesh, whether, like I said, sex, drugs, food, not caring about how much it destroys our body, but we're just feeding our flesh. So we wake up to these things every day. Now, like I said, we all have different beliefs. And it's okay if you don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't care. It's just a story. But I think it still holds true in a sense where we wake up and we have to face things. Because, like I said, once again, it's not always, spiritual attack or this and that or whatever. It's no, we just make shitty decisions and we have to pay for them. But, so, with that being said, how do we get out of that funk? What do we do? How do we get back into the groove? How do we get our groove back? Well, it's different for everybody. And also, depending on where you live and things like that and what's available to you and things like that. I mean, for me, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. And like I said, number one was taking time out. Just stop and reevaluate stuff. Just whatever. Even just like I said, listening to a song. Just the lyrics to any particular song may hit you so hard that brings tears to your eyes. And it happens to me all the time. I don't know. But here's a list. I made a quick list for you guys. If you're feeling that way, it's okay. You're not alone. But here's some things you can do, maybe to help you. Okay, number one. Now, I like to party. I drink, but I only drink on the weekends, Friday, Saturday. I don't drink during the week, but when I party hard. But I do it just to have fun. I don't do it to drown my sorrows or anything like that, because alcohol just numbs the pain. Your problems aren't going to go away. They're still going to be there. It just numbs the pain. So if that's something you struggle with, any addiction, whatever, I recommend, if you can, try to cut that out. 2, meditation. Okay, now meditation comes in many forms or different ways. It could be yoga or just sitting and meditating in a dark room, whatever. For me personally, I do Tai Chi. Tai Chi is known as being called meditation in motion. It's kind of a form of martial arts, but a form of meditation in one, where it's just a series of movements. And it's beautiful. It just helps with breathing, meditation, all this stuff. It's amazing. I recommend it if you try it. Grounding yourself. Now, what I mean by this is just going and sitting under a tree in the park and just literally just decompress. Gather your thoughts. Just be one with the earth and just chill. It's another great way. I do this occasionally. A moon bath or shower. If you got a special, moon water satchel you want to put in your bathtub or throw, whatever it is, whatever your method is that works for you, by all means do it. It helps. I know for me personally, when I do any kind of big ritual or big spell, a lot of times I'll do it sky-clad in my own personal room, in my altar room, but I like to be clean, like my altar to be clean. I like to, my body to be clean. I like just everything to be clean, and it just feels a little more invigorating and just clean. I don't know. I can't explain it, but just try that. Another one of my favorite things to do is go into your favorite apothecary, psychic shop, whatever you got. You know, it's easy for us because, like I said, we live in a microwave society. It's easy for us to order shit online and just have it dropped off to our door. But there's something about going to a shop and smelling the incense, the herbs, touching stuff, the stones, tools, things like that. It's invigorating. So that's another thing. Take a trip to your favorite shop. Get some stuff. And that adds to, my next thing is cleaning your altar. Just clean it. I did this the other day. Like, oh, it's nice. Clean your altar. Buy stuff. Add to it. Whatever. It's another way to help things go. Another thing now, this one can be, I don't want to say tricky, but one thing is trying a new spell. Taking time and researching a spell that you've never done before. Take the time to research it out, gather your tools and everything that you need, and try it out. That's always energizing, I think. You know what? One of my favorite things to do, because I'm such a big, is watching a witchy movie or TV show. Whether it's Sabrina, TJ's Witch. One of my favorite TV shows was The Witches of East End. I liked that show for some reason. But sitting and watching a witchy movie or show with a big tub of ice cream, my fave. And if you're one of the lucky people to have a love partner to be by your side to do it, that's even better. But I recommend that. And then, you know, for me, living in the desert, it can be a little rough. But we do have Mount Charleston, and we do have foresty areas. We have the lake, which is gross, but I never go to Lake Mead. But taking a walk in the woods, the beach, or lake, park, whatever, and gathering your thoughts. Another good method. For some of us, sweating it off in the gym. I am not a gym person. I do a 2-mile walk in the morning and 2-mile walk in the evening with my dog. That's the extent of it right now. 2022, I'm going to take it a step further and start working out a little harder and cutting shit out and whatever. But yeah, but sweating it off in the gym is one way. Here's a biggie, and it may be hard for some, but you got to do it. Trust me, you have to do it. But cutting toxic people out of your life. And I'm not even necessarily saying binding them or doing a freezer spell or anything like that, but just saying, hey, I can't be around you or whatever, and just, you got to cut them out, because energy vampires are the worst. But just toxic people who like to talk shit about others or whatever will bring you down with them. Cut them out. Regardless of their friends or not, cut them out. And then another one of my favorite things to do is listening to music for hours. I do this every night with headphones on before I go to bed. I just listening to my favorite bands and just whatever, just listening to the lyrics, getting into the mood, and just, you know, being a musician myself, it's like I enjoy it. I can feel it. And there's a song, I'm going to leave you with this. There's a song that really ties into this message, and I wish I could post it, but I don't think I'm allowed to, but it's by the band Social Distortion, and it's called Winners and Losers. If you get a chance, listen to that song, listen to the lyrics. It'll bring a tear to your eye. It's a great song. So, you guys, thanks again for watching. You know, before I forget too, my last step was, because it doesn't always work for everybody, but it may help some people, but a good old therapy is also a great choice. But thank you once again to all you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you again. I feel good. I'm back. And I know last video or whatever, I promised you like 5 new videos, but I kind of, like I said, I slid into a funk, so I'm just like, whatever. But I'm here to tell you, I've got them all ready to go. But I'm going to be doing one on the term warlock. Is it good or bad? Sex magic. Fetches, servitors, and egregores. What are they? Hexes, curses, bindings, defensive magic, and that stuff. The history of the witch's hat. And a brand new sigil making video. I took down my last one because I want to kind of redo it and focus more on how to make the sigils. So I'm going to be doing that. So I got those coming up. Just to let you guys know, I'm here, not going anywhere. Thanks again for tuning in. Love you guys. Remember, do no harm but take no shit. Peace out.